thinking the talking of the soul with itself. Have you ever heard of the quote, "I think so I exist"? That's 100% true. Your thinking defines you. It is like a talking of soul with itself. When you think, your whole body catches a rhythm. Your heart, body, and soul are in one line. If you think good, good will happen to you. Your thinking makes you stronger. You must take some time to ponder over your life. There is no harm in repeating a good thing. Repetition, repetition, repetition. This word seems negative in most of the scenarios. But my friend, repeating a good thing is not bad even though it gets boring sometimes. Let's just say you are in your struggling phase of life and your routine is one good thing in that. So it can be frustrating or boring sometimes. But its repetition is sharpening your path towards that. So keep doing that. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. A wise person only speaks when there is a need, while fools always have something to say. This is so true. Blathering unnecessarily can only bring shame for anyone. Those who truly work hard don't feel the need to talk about it until they achieve it. It is because the energy you are wasting on gossip must be reserved for work. You can't just throw words over others while doing nothing actually. So, be the person who is an actual inspiration for others. If a man neglects education, he walks lame to the end of his life. Education doesn't mean studying at a high level of school or university. It means educating yourself about life. Giving it a meaning, a purpose. Without that, you will feel meaningless. There is a charm in life as long as you want to learn from it. If there is curiosity, rest will come on foot. Your only work is to find, explore, imagine, and experience. Books give a soul to the universe, wings to the mind, flight to the imagination, and life to everything. You wish to travel the world. Do you want to meet new people in life? You want to explore and enjoy everything about life. But you have no resources to do that. It is not a problem. Even books are your best companion. You can reach heights of skies, depth of seas, and planets of the space through books. You can travel the world by reading them. They build your imagination, and imagination is everything. It is a blessing, a gift, and a reward from nature. If you have that, you can achieve anything in life. Ideas are the source of all things. Everything emerges from an idea. You remember the idea about gravity. The rest of the history is here. All great ideas brought something that the world will always remember. Ideas come from thoughts. Your thinking pattern brings something new to mind. For that, you need imagination, and the best way to give it a push is reading. See, all things are connected. If you have any idea, you can make it great. You can work on it. You can make it a purpose of life. A library of wisdom is more precious than all wealth, and all things that are desirable cannot be compared to it. Whoever therefore claims to be zealous of truth, of happiness, wisdom, or knowledge, must become a lover of books. Books are precious because they teach you everything that society can't. If you have an eye for wisdom, no one can stop you from looking at things differently. That wisdom comes from reading. Books give you direction and patterns for thinking. You start understanding everything. You become more satisfied than other beings because you know more. You get to know how things work in society, and that's how you start treating it. You get one step closer to your higher self. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. For most of the time, a traitor is the one who speaks the truth. Most people have no courage to say it or even listen to it. Those who are in power will never allow you to speak against them. But you must remember it, my friend. History remembers those who, regardless of all allegations, stood for truth. Truth wins no matter what. It can make you a hero or villain, and the choice is yours. The measure of a man is what he does with power. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. There is an addiction in power. The deal is not to get the power, but to manage it. If you want to see someone's actual face, give him some authority. You will see how they treat it, how they treat those who aren't well privileged. The value of a man is decided by how they handle power, how they keep themselves and others in a safe zone without exploiting the situation. The first and greatest victory is to conquer yourself. To be conquered by yourself is of all things most shameful and vile. Are you afraid of public speaking, but you want to be a politician? How can you do that if you can't conquer your own fear? To conquer the world, you must conquer yourself first. Without that, you won't be able to do anything. You want to be a guitarist, but you don't practice it. How can you achieve that? Your fears are your enemies. Do things that you are afraid of. Live like an open book and learn like a curious ignorant. That's how you're gonna be something you wish to be. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. It is not darkness that threatens us. It's the light that we all have in us. Discovering that light is not easy, and that's why our minds try to get an escape from that. We run from complex things because we don't want to feel pain. We close eyes intentionally because we don't want to see the truth. That's tragedy of life. But those who really have courage to deal can find that light and channelize it in a beautiful way. Those are the saviors of mankind. Wise men speak because they have something to say. Fools because they have to say something. This is very true for empty vessels that only make noise. If you are the wise one, then keep it in mind that speaking unnecessarily will only decrease your worth. If you know your worth, then you must be the last person to say something if sitting in a gathering. That's how you conclude yourself and boost your self-esteem without making a noise.